What's up, guys? so, we're back here again. As you guys see, I'm in a new place. So, went back to Michigan for school amid the COVID and stuff. We're back, still same with Quab. And today we're going to be talking about Adele. So, recently Adele posted a picture of her in some traditional African braids known as like Bantu hairstyle, and she was wearing a bikini top that had like the Jamaican flags over it. So this was to showcase her appreciation for the event that got canceled in London. Some event was actually called the Notting Hill Carnival Festival that was supposed to happen. Like cultural appreciation, a bunch of cultures come together and they have a grand old time. So obviously with COVID that didn't happen, and she decided that she wanted to go ahead and just post this picture in appreciation for the festival that was canceled. So she posted this picture to Instagram, and there ended up being a lot of controversy among a swath of people across the world, really. Uh, so she had about 39 million people on Instagram, and it got about like 4 million likes. Um, and yeah, so there's a lot of different takes. So if we break down like the things that she was accused of, the first thing, the main thing that she was accused of is cultural appropriation, which when I think of cultural appropriation, it's like taking away someone's a different cultures like styles and their beliefs and their way of doing things and like their clothing and the way they express themselves and like using it for your own and really not giving them credit for it. And in this case, my opinion, I don't really think that she did that. She was just trying to like showcase her appreciation really for the Jamaican culture, and she decided to post this video and drew up her hair in that Bantu hairstyle in order to show this. Um, so there were some people who were really like, yeah, like Adele really like this. There was other people who cheered her on. There are some people who, like I said, accused her of cultural appropriation. There's some people who are just like straight up confused by it because they're like, we didn't really think this was Adele's thing. Some guy was like, is that Katy Perry? Because I've never seen Adele do something like that. Some people just like mocked her. There's like this Rugrats girl that people like compared her to. I don't know, a little bit mean, but internet stuff like that happens whenever you post anything. So I'm not surprised that people were like that, even though it's kind of rude. But yeah, the main gist of this though that I found the story interesting is the cultural appropriation angle and just how people feel about what she did, because she said that she wanted to do this to show appreciation for the Jamaican heritage and the Jamaican lifestyle. So she was really like, this is how I want to express my appreciation for that in lieu of this being canceled. And so what happened is that there was a lot of people, especially I guess with a lot of the racial tension that's going on, that were just kind of like, Adele, how could you go ahead and do this, knowing like where you're from and knowing like the tensions that are going on and doing this cultural appropriation. There are people who were saying to her like, we didn't think that you would like be the one to do this. There are people who were saying like, oh, you're a white woman, you shouldn't be moving into like black woman space, taking their hairstyles and stuff like that. um and then there was even a rift between, I guess, Americans, black Americans like myself, I guess, not that I was in this or anything, but black Americans, and then like Americans across the world, particularly Jamaican people, who were just like, there's a lot of support for her in Jamaican circles, who were like, yeah, I see this as appreciation, and I don't understand why black Americans are the ones to get outraged by it. And they have their way of thinking about racism, and it's not shared by, I guess, a lot of people outside of the US have a different way how they view things like this. And the faux outrage that was caused, in my opinion, by a lot of black Americans, it's just like another issue that doesn't need to be an issue, especially in this day and age. We're getting to a place in history where I feel like when it comes to certain things like hairstyles and like clothing and stuff like that, as long as you're not like outwardly going out there and like taking it and like trying to like make it like, oh, this is something I made. But when you're like clearly in the space that she's in, like she's clearly in at a festival, in or she's at a where this festival is taking place in Jamaica. She's wearing a Jamaican outfit. She's wearing Jamaican hairstyle, and she's obviously like associates with that culture, and she just want to show appreciation for being able to be involved in that culture. So for people to go ahead and say like she's appropriating that culture just doesn't really make sense to me, and it just seems to me like people are just trying to get angry at any little thing they can. The one that really irks me is people who try and say like, oh, like there are like people like in the past it's been like different hairstyles that like black people have worn. They like it's been shown as like unprofessional per se. And I don't know if this particular hairstyle that she had was shown to be unprofessional, but people are saying like she can go out ahead and wear this, but like other people can't go out and wear this. There's one user who said, had a quote here. She said, like, why is a white woman able to go away with the hairstyle, get away with the hairstyle, and should be given a break? She's letting loose and appreciating culture and can still be taken seriously, whilst a black woman is not and have been told for years to conform to Western beauty standards to be seen as equal, and even after conforming is still treated less than. I can see the frustration. See, I can understand where that person's coming from and they make complete sense, but if you're trying to be more progressive in the ways, you have to realize when people are truly just trying to like express themselves, show appreciation, and not always take everything in the negative and view it as something that's inherently bad. Um, there's some other tweets that I have here. There's like one guy who pretty much is like, wow, like Adele in 2020, you're really going to do this. That got a lot of attraction on Twitter. So in my opinion, it's just people are trying to be, there are instances, and this is a perfect example of where people are showing faux outrage when there's really nothing there. If you take a moment and look at it and you're scrolling through Instagram and the first thing through your mind is this is cultural appropriation, you're trying to be outraged by something that clearly she's not trying to do that. If Adele was really trying to go out there and be someone who wanted to go and appropriate culture, she wouldn't be going to Jamaica. She wouldn't be going to those festivals and associating with those people. She would just go out and do the other things. She would just go out and take the hairstyle and maybe say something like, oh, like I made it or something like that. Like she just didn't do that. She didn't try and like make it seem like she was taking away their culture. She was simply showing appreciation for it. And if you're saying that that's not the case, I just honestly think you're trying to be upset about something. And this just goes back to like the greater scale of like sometimes people just focus on things that don't be focused on. You know, like we're in a pandemic, we're in a economic crisis, and people want to get outraged about stuff like this rather than getting outraged at the legislators who go on vacation and don't give us any money when we're all sitting here and not able to pay rent, not able to put food on the table. It's like I understand it's Twitter and there's a lot of things going on, but if you're really going to get outraged at a pop singer for wearing a certain hairstyle, wearing a certain bikini top, you could be manifesting that energy and putting it towards things that can actually get changed for a lot of people. Like if Adele today goes ahead and says sorry and is like, I didn't mean it by that, like what else, what's going to happen from that? She's going to say sorry and then you're going to move on with your day. But if you go and put that energy towards like these politicians who are screwing us all over and taking money from us from taxes and not giving us the things that we need in order to stay afloat in a pandemic, and we revolutionize against that, then we'll actually see changes. But if you get mad at this, like you getting mad at this isn't going to change your life in any way, but you getting mad at politicians who aren't giving you the things that you need, that can definitely go a long way to changing things that make it better for all people. This is an ancillary thing that people like to bring to the forefront, and we need to keep ancillary things ancillary and know when things we need to get outraged about and actually put energy towards. And this is just simply not one of those things, you know? So yeah, I just believe that she's just on her Instagram posting something, and if you have a problem with it, delete her, don't listen to her music, don't follow her and the things that she does. But I mean, as for me, when she pops up, I listen to some of her songs, I listen to some of the things. I don't follow her Instagram or Twitter or anything like that, but when she makes a banger, I'll bop that thing, you know? So yeah, I just think people got to focus on the main things that we need to focus on, the country, and gather around together behind those things and not focus on these stupid things that are not going to impact our lives in any way. So, yeah, that's all I have for this. I guess I'll see you guys in the next video.